we'll turn the Incarnate on, turn the alt on, and then just wreak havoc. Because it's kind of silly how much red crits this thing does. And then that was before armor strip, you know, so hey guys, it's been a little while, but I wanted to talk about another build that I've been working on. So I've always liked Gyre, but I only just recently started putting like some Forma into her. And then I found was messing around with the new arcane crepuscular. I hate that word. But you gain ability strength and a bunch of final crit multiplier while you're invisible. And of course you get a shit ton of crit from Gyre on this ability here. Increased crit chance, increased energy regen, and then this also makes it so when you get a crit, you get that huge explosion. So it's really interesting to combine those with a really high crit damage weapon. But you might be wondering, how the heck are you going to make her invisible? So I have two different builds. One, I put pillage on her. Well, hang on. Let's talk about the weapon first. So the weapon I've been mainly using for this is the Dread Incarnate because of the new mod Unseen Dread. Become invisible for 5 seconds when you strike 3 or more enemies with a single projectile, and then you get even more crit damage while invisible. It's kind of stupid how much crit damage this does. The Dread build itself is pretty similar, or pretty basic. Primary Merciless, lots of crit damage, and then viral damage. If you're curious, I will show off the ribbon I have. This isn't super necessary. Usually you just put a toxin mod here to get the viral, but I got one with multi-shot, so I figured might as well. And then there's two different versions of the build. One with pillage just to get extra shielding because it's not that great at surviving, and then the other one with Site 09's ability, Evade, just to stay invisible a little bit more consistently because Unseen Dread doesn't proc a ton unless there's large groups of enemies. This one, I've been having a hard time getting the headshots to get the duration bonus on this because it only starts at 12 seconds and then you get a crit chance. Every time you get a headshot, it increases by 2.4 seconds up to 25 seconds. I've never really gotten enough headshots to get that going, so I've been kind of just running it with pillage. The build on Gyre itself isn't too crazy. Gotta have cathode current just to increase the to extend the duration of her ult. Once you get these going, you can basically keep both of these on forever as long as there's enemies to kill. Because right now, while I have just a little bit of extra duration, these last up to like 45 seconds, and then you can just keep refreshing it. And then high power strength and a little bit of range. And then Archon Stretch gives you additional energy regen, even though she doesn't really need it. Adaptation actually does work on shield, so I am running this as well. But I've rambled enough. Archon Shards. Basically just a lot of ability strength. I put a little bit of health regen on just because what kept happening to me is I would get a toxin proc, and then I would lose like 20% of my health, and then 20 minutes later, I would have only taken damage to my shields usually, but then I get another toxin proc, and then I lose another 20% health. And over time, I would end up just dying to toxin procs that would happen separately or slash procs, just dots that were slowly killing me. With this, you'll at least heal up in between getting those dots on you. And then maximum energy is filled on Swan because using her 3 ability costs a lot of energy, and you want to be able to... I liked just being able to use that at the beginning of the round without having to look around for energy at the beginning of the mission. So this build does take some setup because it is... you got to have your 2 and 3 stacked, and you've got to have the Incarnate on the Dread stacked. So let's get some of these guys going. Oh, hold on. Let's kill these guys. Pause their AI. Simulate this again. Let's get this turned on, and then let's get this Incarnate stacked. Even without the Incarnate form, it does a decent amount of damage. But yeah, you can see it's already proccing Unseen Dread. Although, but yeah, Unseen Dread doesn't proc too often. But, so we'll spawn these guys, Corrupted Heavy Gunners with the Eximus Shields. We'll turn the Incarnate on, turn the alt on, and then just wreak havoc. Because it's kind of silly how much red crits this thing does. And then that was before armor strip, you know, so we can come back in, go like this, spawn them again, use pillage, get some extra shielding, strip their armor completely, and then, yeah, do even more damage. It's kind of silly. But it does take a lot of stack, like my Incarnate already wore off. But what's cool is we can also do this. We get rid of the Eximus guys. I found out Gyre also has a grouping ability, which is really nice. Especially when you want to proc Unseen Dread. That is by far the easiest way to get a proc. Anytime there's a big group of enemies, just group them up and then fire a couple shots into them and you'll get the invisibility going. But now that the Incarnate's stacked, we can just do this. And just so many red crits. It's lovely. But let's see what it looks like in a real game. Alright, so here we are in a Conjunction Survival, Steel Path. Get my ability stacking. Yeah. Once you get some freaking some groups of enemies, it's not super difficult to stay invisible, and I haven't even turned on my ult yet. Right, now we can get the ult going. One thing I did forget to mention is split flights is also very useful on basically all of these bow builds that I've been doing, because it adds so much AoE on these Incarnate bows, and and you just the amount of multi-shot damage you get out of it is just crazy. What's cool though, the beginning of this mission was a little difficult, just because I had to start getting everything stacked. But now that I have everything going, we're doing fine. Staying invisible for a decent amount of time. But yeah, if you want to crank that invisibility even harder and you feel like you don't need the armor strip, you can throw on evade, or if you have another way of staying invisible. As long as you can get invisible to get that arcane crepuscular going and Unseen Dread, it's kind of crazy. One thing about split flights though is it does make it hard to get the headshots every once in a while. But luckily, Gyre's got some built-in CC. But yeah, I love the amount of red crits that this gets. You don't even have to use the Dread to make this work either. It's just because it's got built-in invisibility, it's nice. You could, if you don't even want to use Arcane Crepuscular, you could just use the Paris Prime Incarnate. That also works really well. But it's not the same as the Dread here. But yeah, sometimes on normal missions, you don't quite get the invisibility proccing as much. Just because you need large groups of enemies. And then, like, I haven't even been stripping the armor here. There we go. I gotta remember to do that to keep my shields up too. But what's cool is, like, it's a pretty good endurance build just because... Oh, like, see. So, just throw my shield. I always forget, like... Why? Can I turn on my Incarnate? There we go. I've been trying to turn it on for, like, 5 minutes. I'm not used to using shielding as a way of surviving, so I gotta remember to use that to keep my shields up. On harder missions, I would definitely recommend having Pillage, and then using the Dread. But, I need to grab some life supports. But yeah, it's a great endurance run because you got the CC, you got infinite invisibility, you got armor strip. Nothing's gonna live. But yeah, every once in a while it's like, I expect Unseen Dread to proc and it just doesn't. But, oh, this should be interesting. Let's see how it does against the Acolyte. I don't want to be in this room though. Okay, strip their armor and... Oh, okay, I died. See, now it's gonna be, it might be an issue, because I gotta get my stuff stacking real quick here. There we go. Yeah, like, even without the Incarnate form, it still does a decent amount of damage. Oh, the fucking Acolyte disappeared. Oh yeah, definitely want to have Prime Sure-Footed on the build as well. That would be helpful. Okay, there we go. Now we're getting that other Acolyte to spawn. Hopefully it doesn't just kill me this time. Make sure I have my shields going. Get the invisibility going. Oh, shit. Where's he even at? I almost fucking killed him without even seeing him. There you are. Strip the armor. Okay. That time I got it. So yeah, you can basically kill Acolytes without even looking at them. Alright, let's get the fuck out of this mission and do the outro. Alright, that's going to be it for this one. I really hope you guys like this wacky build. I wasn't totally sold on this idea until it all came together in that last mission, honestly. It's actually quite a bit stronger than I thought it was going to be. At least when there's large groups of enemies. It's annoying when there's not enough enemies and you can't get the Unseen Dread proccing. But when you do, those red crits are nice. Again, let me know what you guys want to see next or have any suggestions. I would really appreciate it. Go ahead and leave those down in the comments. Or if you want to... stop by the stream and see the testing that goes into all these builds, feel free to stop by there anytime. Also, if you want to send Forma, that would be... I'm not actually asking for Forma. Don't send me Forma. But these builds take so much Forma. I bought, like... I think I bought... Like, just for this video, I think I bought, like, 4 of those 3 Forma packs. So, I'm running short on Platinum today. But I really appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you guys next time.